Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Gracie Caps here. If you're stopping by for the first time, you're most definitely welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always supporting your girl here. So this is my model for today, Eva, and I'll be creating Nigerian traditional bridal look on her. And I'll be starting with the eyes. I've already cleaned the eyelid with my micellar water, so I went in with the eyeshadow base and then used the same brush that I used for the eyeshadow base to pick the first color. Starting from the outer V, I'll blend into the crease and to the front part of the eyelid. And I'm going to be doing this in a circular motion so that there will not be any harsh line. Some parts will not be more concentrated than the other. So I'm being very intentional about this blending so that everything can be even. And I'll be building my colors bit by bit so that I get the desired concentration that I want. So I'm going to add more color to the front and then blend it. So I blend by tapping and in circular motion. Yeah, and eyeshadow work is more of blending, so I just keep blending and blending over and over again so that some parts will not be more concentrated than the other. And then I went in with another clean brush to blend the edge of the first color, and I used a color a bit lighter than the first color to just blend the edges so that it will look brighter than the crease, because the crease and the outer V is looking a bit darker. And then I went in with a small brush and a brown color because I want the crease to look a bit dark. I want the depth in the crease to be different from the brow bone, and also I used a small brush that I can actually control to blend or to apply and blend this color, because this brush helps to just control the color, not spreading it beyond the areas that I want it to appear. So that's just what I'm doing here, guys. Please guys, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button, like, and drop a comment on this video. I will really appreciate your comment, what you think about this look. So I'm just applying my shimmer color, which is gold. It's a yellow gold, and I'm just going to allowing the color very well, the same way that it's appearing on the other hand. And then I went in with my pigment glue and my pigment. So now I'm just moisturizing her face, and then I will go in with my, first of all, I love to use my hand to apply moisturizers because it helps you to actually blend or push it into the skin perfectly. And the next thing I'm going to do is apply the primer with the brush, but I'm still going to go in with my hand to blend it into the skin. I just love to use my hand to apply these moisturizers and primer and massage it into the skin. Next is my foundation application, and I'm going to list all the products that I used in my description box because I didn't show any of them in this video. So I used my brush to apply my foundation by dabbing it into the skin, or pushing it, dab and push it into the skin. Yeah, that's the right word. And I prefer to use brush because it helps to give that light weight application first before I go in with my beauty blender. So going in with my beauty blender, I just take a little foundation and then try to cover the part that is not well covered. So if I'm not in a hurry, I just like to go with brush before beauty blender. But if I'm in a hurry, I can just go in with the beauty blender and do the application. But most of the times, this is how I do my foundation application. So now is the beauty blender time. You can see that I still use the beauty blender to pick the foundation to apply it on the skin. So that's just how I apply my foundation. Dab, 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 and cover every part that needs to cover. The next is my blush. So I use brush to apply first before beauty blender as well. I use the brush, apply and blend, then I go over it with the beauty blender to still blend it into the skin. And then that's all I do when it comes to this part. Next is my highlights. So I still use a small fluffy brush to apply my concealer underneath the eye before I blend it with my beauty blender. So I love to work with brushes and beauty blender. It goes both ways for me. At least when I use the brush, it gives me a very lightweight. It helps me to spread it very well as well before going in with the beauty blender to just dab to make it even. So that's just basically how I apply my concealer under the eye. Next is my contour. Everybody knows this, how to contour the nose. I'm not a fan of a very bright nose or a dark contour on the nose. I like to just go with something a bit closer to the shade of foundation that I used on the person. And the bridge of my nose is never very bright because I'm not a fan of it. I just like it looking like it's not highlighted, but it is highlighted. So after all of this, when I want to apply my powder, this is the process this is how I apply my powder. Because I'm a fan of matte look, I always go in with powder puff, picking my powder and then pushing it into the skin before I go in with my powder brush to just go around and dust off a little. So I like to use my powder puff to press or to push the powder into the skin because, like I said, I love matte look. It stays long. It makes it's what all my clients also like. So I'm a fan of that. So I still use a smaller brush to go over my highlighted places, blend it well, and set, and then bake. Next, I'm going in with blush, and that's all that it is when it comes to this look. I did my brows and lip off camera because my phone was very down. So I had to charge my phone and then wait for the gele person to come and tie the gele for me because I don't tie gele. This current styles of gele I can't tie, so I had to wait for someone to tie. So what I'm applying now is bronzer, bronzing the forehead and the cheek down to the jawline. So I'm going back in to intensify the blush on the cheek. And that's all that this look is about. That's just all, nothing much. Dusting off, blending and all. So I just go into set. So allow the setting spray to dry, then I'll go in and mascara the bottom lash and also the upper lash underneath the false lashes because I don't want the under lash to stain the skin, so I always do it after I've sprayed. So guys, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below, and this is how I do my makeup. This is the final look. Thank you so much guys for watching. See you next in my next video. Bye.